many of which are already priced at premium levels, will rise drastically. Consumers will see higher sticker prices, potentially making GM's cars less competitive against cheaper alternatives from domestic and international automakers. Sales could drop as customers turn to more affordable vehicles, leaving GM with piles of unsold inventory and dwindling profits. This price increase isn't something GM can simply absorb either. The margin on many of their vehicles is already razor thin, particularly on mass-market models like the Chevrolet Silverado or the Equinox. The additional 25% tariff would eat into that margin even further, potentially pushing GM into the red. Raising prices on their vehicles could help, but it also risks alienating customers, especially in an era when buyers are more price-conscious than ever. With competition from both other US automakers and foreign manufacturers intensifying, GM can't afford to make any missteps in pricing. However, the tariff isn't just about increased costs, it's also about the disruption of GM's entire production model. For years, the company has designed its global supply chain to take advantage of lower labor costs and manufacturing efficiencies outside the US. By having production spread across multiple countries, GM was able to keep costs down while maintaining a steady supply of vehicles to meet consumer demand. Now, with tariffs on the horizon, the company must reconsider everything. Shifting production back to the US is no simple task. US manufacturing facilities have been underutilized for years, with many companies cutting back on domestic production in favor of cheaper foreign alternatives. The longer they wait, the more vulnerable they become to the rising tide of tariffs, which could increase even further if political pressures continue to mount. The potential long-term damage is undeniable, and GM must now decide whether it's worth it to bet everything on bringing operations back to the US, or whether the costs will be too great to bear. GM's factories in Mexico and Canada employ thousands of workers who are at risk of losing their jobs. If GM decides to pull out of these countries entirely, this will undoubtedly lead to political backlash not just in the US, but in Mexico and Canada as well. GM faces the unenviable task of navigating complex international relations, all while trying to keep its business afloat. Labor disputes, union negotiations, and worker strikes could add fuel to the fire, further crippling the company's ability to respond quickly to the tariff threat. The current trade war is more than just a political battle, it's a high-stakes economic game where billions of dollars hang in the balance. At the heart of the conflict, the US government's decision to impose steep tariffs on imported goods, including cars, has sparked a cascade of reactions across industries worldwide. For General Motors, this decision is like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. The 25% tariff threatens to destabilize the company's entire business model, pushing it to the brink of collapse.